welcome to Lanterns Live, the only live stream YouTube channel dedicated solely to the Green Lantern universe. I'm Ralph, and today we are talking about Lanterns, which happens to be the very next DCU anything uh, in the pipeline, like before Supergirl, before My Adventures with Green Lantern, before Clayface. Lanterns is next, and we have some information, and I'm going to try to go over as much as I can in the next 45 minutes or so. Uh, but before we do that, there's a little bit of a breaking news. Is today, yesterday I posted a short, and I posted a short on YouTube, and today it was blocked by WB. So if you hadn't seen that short, then you're out of luck because that short is now blocked. So I went ahead and I deleted it. I don't know exactly why WB blocked it. It says copyrighted material. It didn't pinpoint a specific time, so I can't go into that short, find that specific thing that they were against, pull it out, and then re-upload it. It's down. There's nothing I can do about that. So unfortunately, that short is down. It makes me think, though, why would they take it down? Yeah, Dave, they blocked the crew hat short. So I don't know why. It was just, again, it said a copyright claim using DC imagery for the entire clip. So for the 2 minutes and 4 seconds. I don't know about you guys, but like I always have a Green Lantern ring. I always have a Kyle Rayner statue and a hat and a Hal Jordan drawing. And there's certain things where I'm just like, okay, I mean, not that I want them to take it down because I love Green Lantern and I love talking about Green Lantern. And I am thanks to everybody, I now have 5,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube. So like the channel is growing. So I don't know exactly why it was taken down. That specific one. Um, Dave has an idea, got too close to the truth. Pad PR has an idea. They blocked the short because you're probably on point with the lanterns theory. Could be. I don't know. Again, they didn't say why, but here's the thing. This is something I want to talk about because yeah, I feel like it could be something along those lines. I wish they would tell me exactly why, so that I can have sort of an open relationship with them, and they could come to me, or I can go to them and say, "Hey, listen, I found out this thing. Would I be able to post it without getting a copyright block?" Um, it didn't affect my channel. Channel's still up and running, but it was very, very curious. So what I want to do is reach out to anybody at Warner Brothers, anybody at DC who is in charge of overseeing what content gets out there for Lanterns. And I want to be in touch with them so that we can make sure that everything I post is on the up and up. I honestly, like the crew hat I had didn't have any copyright information anywhere on it. I assumed that would be okay to show. I also was really hesitant about posting the image of that Garrett Dillahunt posted, of him dressed as Ollie, Oliver Queen. I ended up putting that in the thing because you can find it on the internet. But it doesn't say, it didn't say what was the thing, what was the reason that got it blocked. So whether it's the photo, whether it's the hat, I don't know. But I mean, they have every right to say that I was using their imagery because I am, and I currently am right now. But there's something about that video that got it taken down, and I personally, Ralph, do not know why. Um, uh, Comic Jack said I'm 100% spot on with the theory. I mean, maybe it was literally a theory, and in the video I said, like, this is pure speculation, but just in case you don't want to know things, I issued a spoiler warning, so I don't know. Uh, Kay says they definitely blocked the hat vid because of your astute prediction. It's mostly Will's prediction. Like Will over at Green Lantern's podcast was the one that really like showed me. Like we've seen the Latitude logo a lot, and so like him putting those two things together was definitely him. And I was like, dude, that's amazing. And then I put get the theory together with Jeff Jensen's Vanity Fair article, which was sanctioned by WB, where it says that the Lanterns are investigating a murder in the heartland of America, more notably Nebraska, which I'll bring up in a minute because we are going to be talking about the show. No official date yet on that. We will get to that as well. I mean, we can get into that now. So there's no official date. Early 2026 is when they're saying. I agree that's probably in the first quarter of 2026. Let me see here. I've jotted down a note that Supergirl, which will be the thing following Lanterns for the DCU, Supergirl is being released on June 26th. So if they don't want any overlap with those two projects, I'm assuming like the latest that Lanterns can start would be May 1st. And then they would have an 8 series run, and then the following, or their 8 episode run, and then the following week would be Supergirl. I don't think they're going to go that early. Also, I don't think they want to do a ton uh, of Supergirl um, advertising while Lanterns is still running. So it might be a little bit closer to that. I'm thinking closer like February or March. Um, uh, Kay also says was disappointed there was no teaser trailer at NYC. Same, same. And it turns out like I guess a lot of HBO trailer releases and announcements and stuff usually happen in November. So if we get a trailer, chances are it'll be next month, which is not a long time to wait. But we still haven't seen an official logo reveal. We haven't seen any sort of production art. We haven't seen any images other than that first teaser image. And so it's like I'm really like clamoring for any sort of Green Lantern stuff. I mean, the reason why I'm doing this episode today is just so we can kind of all be on the same page. Um, when I did my research for this episode, like I couldn't find anything new or interesting that we haven't already seen. Um, Super Bat says, but they wrapped up filming and they didn't announce anything. They wrapped up filming a while ago, and I don't even know if that was necessarily announced. That's again was a leak that was on Instagram from someone who was at the Lanterns after party, which that I believe also got taken down. So I don't know if I want to comment on what anything in that video because I don't want this one taken down. So if you want to have discussions about that, uh, 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 go for it. Yeah, I won't say this stuff out loud. I'm just posting the comments as you guys post them. So yeah, yeah. I'm hoping we have something before Christmas as well. I want something tomorrow. I want to do a live reaction of the trailer, first time watch on this channel. So I say this every time. If you want to watch this show, if you want to be here for a live stream, click the bell icon and make sure that you get notified when I go live. Because as soon as that trailer drops, I'm jumping on here and I'm watching it live for the first time. So you'll see me probably cry and shit if they show some cool Green Lantern stuff, which I'm really hoping. I know the only image we have is John and John and Hal in plain clothes, and Hal has a ring and John doesn't, which means we're going to get a lot of Green Lantern stuff. I want to see him in the uniform. I know Chris Mundy said that this show is going to explore these characters outside of their uniforms, and I'm like, listen, we've been waiting for 15 years almost. It's going to be 15 years since the movie came out. I need Green Lantern stuff. Need more Green Lantern stuff. And also during that entire time, after Jeff Johns' run and we got into Venditti and stuff, like Green Lantern in the comics was kind of light. We were getting down to like one book. So I'm hoping with the fact that we have like I think like 4 books out: Green Lantern Dark, Absolute, Green Lantern, Green Lantern Core, and Green Lantern. I think it's time that we're getting back into this Green Lantern resurgence, and the show can do what the 2011 movie didn't do, which is make new fans. Yeah, hoping to get the trailer this year. I don't know if Peacemaker flopped. It did well. I haven't really spoken about Peacemaker on this show because Green Lantern was only in the first episode, so I really only covered the first episode. The Peacemaker finale was disappointing to me. It was I don't know. I enjoyed everything in it, but it just didn't have that like the momentum coming out of episode 7 was so crazy. That episode 7 was so good that I feel like episode 8 was just kind of like it was nice. It was nice. But the good news is that James Gunn said that Salvation, which if you haven't seen the season finale of Peacemaker, um, Salvation is going to play into Green Lantern or into Lanterns. Um, Notably, like Green Lantern core members always keep their power batteries in pocket dimensions. They're able to open up a pocket dimension with their ring, place the battery in there, and then get it back whenever they need it. So they're not always carrying around the power battery. So there is sort of this precedent of Green Lantern core members and pocket universes. And so Salvation apparently is going to play into this. I don't know how, because like Green Lantern or Lanterns has been like kind of in production since like almost before James Gunn joined. Like there's been different versions and different teams, but Lanterns, it's been going for a while. So I don't know if the Salvation thing started with Lanterns and James Gunn wanted to put that into the rest of the DCU or vice versa. If he put that into Peacemaker with the idea of using that as a jumping off point for Man of Tomorrow in 2 years, and that the Green Lantern team jumped on that. I don't know who did it first. I'm not sure. I'd love to have anybody on from the creative team of Lanterns or even James Gunn to come in and chat about Salvation and its relationship to Lanterns. I think it's going to be interesting. We need to get that first trailer. Once we get the first trailer, we'll have a little bit more of an idea of what this show is like. Um, Comic Jack says also looks like John Stewart will wear a sleeve tattoo as per some pics that Aaron Pierre took. What do you think of that? I haven't seen those pictures. Are they lanterns behind the scenes pictures or are they just pictures online? Because they could cover it up. Also, I associate arm tattoos with Green Lantern Simon Baz. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know about a sleeve, but I mean, these guys are always wearing long sleeves anyway, so you wouldn't really be able to see it. I guess I don't know. We'll see. I mean, my least concern is if John has tattoos. What I want to make sure is John has a ring because we've yet to see Aaron Pierre with a ring, and it's kind of driving me bonkers. Yeah, we need that. We need that teaser, Pat Pierre. I'm seriously, yeah, everybody. Um, Comic Jack says the Sinestro stuff will definitely be set in space. I hope. Me as well. Yeah. Fall Sinestro better have the right pigmentation. Hey, listen, I think they nailed it in the movie. I think Mark Strong, they got the right sort of pigmentation, which is this, sort of a deep pink, almost like purple. So I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for this look in the show Lanterns. And I don't know now if Sinestro comes to Earth too, if this all takes place on Earth, it won't feel like Green Lantern, but I kind of trust Damon Lindelof. I don't know if you guys saw Watchmen, but he did a great job running that show. Um, hey Ralph, where'd you get that cool ring? The Ring Foundry. These are actually the rings that were promotional things for the for Blackest Night comic release. I have all the colors of the spectrum, and today I decided to wear green to match my hat. Um, Speaking of the Ring Foundry, like they put out those new what is it, anodized metal rings which I absolutely want. I've reached out to the Ring Foundry to see if they want to come on the show to promote their rings and let people know, like, kind of like what they're made of and the process and how they look, and do a show and tell of their rings, because they're amazing. They're really amazing. I would totally get one for myself. Unfortunately, like, my hands are really big, and look at, I can't, it doesn't even go all the way around. The ring doesn't go all the way around my finger. So unfortunately, I'm stuck with this sort of plasticky rubber one. Um, just kind of a bummer. I'd like to get the one from the Hot Topic, and the Warner Brothers store released, or the DC store released, a replica of Guy Gardner's ring from Superman, and those were sized, but it didn't look like the movie version. It looked a little bit off. It looked like they took the 2011 ring, and the green part is too light. It just didn't look right, so I didn't get it. Ring Foundry also did their version of Guy Gardner's ring, which looked actually more movie accurate. So yeah, I wish I could get my hands on one of those rings, but literally it won't fit my hand. There's not. I have these giant hands, so that's not going to work out for me. If they want to build one that's like for big giant dudes that'll fit on their middle finger, perfect. I'll do that. You guys mentioned Sinestro. Let's talk about the confirmed cast first. So we know Aaron Pierre is John Stewart. We know Kyle Chandler's Hal Jordan. A lot of people have concerns about Kyle Chandler's age. Um, yeah, I wish it was young Hal in his prime, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like we're doing a lot of flashbacks on the show. People have been cast as young John Stewart, John Stewart's dad old, John Stewart's dad young, and stuff like that. So I have a feeling, much like Damon Lindelof's show Lost, we're going to be dealing with a lot of flashbacks. I think possibly, maybe, and again, these are theories. So WB, please don't. If I get something right, don't come after me. Uh, so I feel like the show could take place during this investigation in Nebraska, with flashbacks of maybe a younger Hal, or a younger John, like doing training or galactic stuff. Fingers crossed. I need galactic stuff. So we know those two guys. Nathan Fillion is going to be in this, reprising his role as Guy Gardner. Fingers crossed, put on your blue rings that we get his comic accurate outfit. As much as I loved his portrayal in Superman, and as much as I liked the Lord, the Maxwell Lord tech sort of uniforms, I'm ready. I'm ready to see the vest. Yeah. Nathan Fillion said that in this show, he's dropped more F bombs in this show than all of his other movies and shows combined. So we're looking at an adult oriented show. Hopefully that still leaves room for some fantasy elements and some sci-fi and some fun stuff. It's not just a crime drama, because if it's a crime drama, I could go to CBS and watch those with all the boomers. Instead, I'm here to watch Green Lanterns kick ass and make constructs and do fun stuff. Um, uh, Comics Jack thinks the main perspective will mainly be the audience following John's POV. I agree. Um, uh, James Gunn mentioned in an interview that this is John Stewart's story, which is good. We've never had John in live action. I know some people think that John Diggle was John Stewart. You know, they tried, they teased. We never got confirmation that John Stewart Diggle was John Stewart. So Aaron Pierre will be the first person to play John Stewart in live action. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. As much as I love Hal, and you could tell I'm a Kyle dude, it will be good just to see any Green Lantern being the focus of a series. And I'd love to see him show up in Man of Tomorrow. Any thoughts on there being more than one season? I would love it. Listen, like, as much as I would love them to do this 8-part series and then do Green Lantern movies, I'd much rather have an 8-hour series than like a 2-hour movie. But I'll take both. If there's a second season, great. That crew hat I got, thank the crew. There was a note that thanked the crew, or on the side of the hat it said Lantern season one. Uh, sure, it's the first season, but hopefully that means they're going to be working on a season two, according to the internet. And I believe it was Chris Mundy mentioned. Let's see here. They One of the creators said that this is a self-contained story. These 8 episodes, it's 8 or 10, it's 8 episodes. These 8 episodes are a self-contained story that doesn't really tie into the DCU, but now James Gunn is saying that salvation is a key part of this. I'm looking at the IMDb page right now. I had trouble opening it, and so you can all join me in looking at it. But according to this, there's 8 episodes. So we're going to get 8 hours over the course of 8 weeks. Hopefully they're hour long. Peacemaker was like all over the place when it came to runtimes. But I'm assuming this will be like an hour long drama, probably like 45 minutes to an hour. That'd be great. That'd be great. Because I prefer more. I'd prefer more stories than just a movie like every 3 years or whatever. Comic Jack asks, is Nathan Fillion part of the main cast for season one? I don't know if he's part of the main cast, but he is definitely going to be in there. Based on his interview that he did, he mentioned that he got to work with Aaron Pierre. Didn't mention Kyle Chandler, and he's also mentioned that he did the most F-bombs ever on this show than anything he's ever done. So I'm assuming he's in it for maybe a scene or two. I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't think he is a main part of the cast. I think it'll be much like Peacemaker, where he shows up and does some stuff. I know that they were filming around the same time his series The Rookie started, so they probably only got him for a limited amount of time, but it's still great. I mean, listen, we're going to get a show that has Hal confirmed, John confirmed, and Guy confirmed. Like, what else can you ask for? Highball, the only concern for me is that they'll sideline Hal. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Looking at the image, Hal has a ring, John doesn't. Does John end up with that ring? Speculation. I don't know. Hal is older. Are we going to get Parallax? Is he going to be something else? Is he gonna die? We don't have a real sort of death of Hal Jordan. He did die once, became Spectre, Rebirth happened. When Jeff Johns did his sort of epilogue of what the entire Green Lantern story would be at the end of his run, I think they had a gravestone for Hal, but they didn't say when it happened or how it happened. Laura Linney has been announced as part of the cast, and I think based on her age, I could see her as well playing Carol Ferris. Yeah, Carol Ferris. I believe that. So we have Kelly MacDonald in the series. She's a bit younger than Laura Linney. She's playing Sheriff Carey in this town. Garrett Dillahunt is an interesting one. Let's talk about Garrett Dillahunt for a second. He likes to post on Instagram. He likes to post fun stuff. I posted a picture on my short that got deleted or blocked from WB. He posted a picture of him dressed up as a DC character. I won't say who, but according to official reports, he's playing a character named William Macon or Mason, Macon, a self-righteous, conspiracy-minded man who masks his ruthless ambition behind a charming and calculating facade. A lot of people speculate Black Hand. I think it could be Ollie Queen. I don't know. Jason Ritter is playing Billy Macon, who I believe is William Macon's son. Wouldn't it be interesting if Jason Ritter was actually playing William Clayton, the son of Oliver Queen? I don't know. This is all speculation. This is 100% speculation, just like I speculated yesterday. But Jason Ritter is someone I really want to get on the show. because not only is in the show Lanterns, but apparently growing up, his favorite comic books, his two favorite comic books were Spider-Man and Green Lantern. And as a Green Lantern fan, I'd love to have him on just to talk about that and maybe pick his brain a little bit about Lanterns. Maybe it's best if I wait to reach out to him after Lanterns is complete so he can talk about it in full. But I'd love to have Jason Ritter on. Porna Jaganathan, Zoe is playing Zoe, who is rumored to be a love interest to John. Great. Uh, like there's some cast in here. Nicole Ari Parker plays Bernadette. No idea who that is. Now Paul Ben Victor. Have you guys heard this casting news? Paul Ben Victor. He's like a legendary character actor, a great voice, older man. He is playing Anton, Antan, Anton. Okay, so that's the name they're telling us he's playing, and the description is an alien devoted to exposing the truth and exacting revenge against those who wronged his people. Now, I mean, you could slot in a couple people in there, but for me, that sounds like Atrocitus. So I don't know, but that description of Anton uh, can definitely be the same description as Atrocitus, who the Guardians created the Manhunters. The Manhunters destroyed um, uh, Atrocitus's planet, which caused him to become the Red Lanterns. So, are we going to get Red Lanterns in this? We know we have Sinestro, and Sinestro has been described in the show as a rogue Green Lantern. So he's already been a Green Lantern, and I'm assuming we're getting yellow. So we're getting yellow. Are we getting black? Are we getting red? There was an interesting on Jimmy Kimmel Live. There was an interview where Jimmy's guest host asked Nathan Fillion about other lantern colors. It was Anthony Anderson asked Nathan Fillion about this. And the first thing that pops into Nathan Fillion's head was, I know there's different emotions. There's red lanterns, which is rage, and there's black lanterns, which really is an emotion, but it's like death. Those were the two that popped in his head. I don't know if that's something that was fresh on his mind because of this series, but with all these descriptions and all this stuff going on, like I have this hunch that we're going to get red and black lanterns on this series. A hunch. I don't know. I have no idea. So those are pretty much the main characters we have. There's a kid playing there's like a kid, but the kid, every picture I've seen him in, he's wearing I think he's playing a kid named Noel, but every time you see him, he looks like a little Hal Jordan. So maybe we will get some Hal Jordan flashbacks and see him in his heyday. Um, Kay says he's definitely Atrocitus. The thing is, he's only listed as being in one episode on IMDb. That's another thing, is IMDb can be very unreliable, but it is interesting that certain information is out there like that. So if Atrocitus is in it, maybe they visit science cells. I don't know. Maybe Atrocitus comes to Earth and kills somebody. I don't know. I need to know more about this murder and why it would take two whole Green Lanterns, including Hal Jordan, who's like a legend by this point. Why would he and John Stewart be required to go investigate a murder in Nebraska? It makes no sense unless that murder is something personal to them or something that has wider sort of issues for the rest of the DCU, like let's say a Black Lantern power battery, which in the story Blackest Night was found on Earth and created by Black Hand. So I'm thinking it's one of those two things. Yeah, exactly. Why send two lanterns to the Heartland? Makes no sense unless it's personal. Just saying. Let me take a look. I'm going to look at IMDb here. We have 4 directors. Each of them are directing 2 episodes each. James Hawes, Geeta Vasant Patel, Alex Sakharov. Sorry, I'm butchering these. And Stephen Williams. Now, Stephen Williams, I know he's directed the second most amount of episodes of Lost, which Damon Lindelof was the showrunner for. So I'm familiar with his work. I need to see what these other folks are up to, but that's cool. The writers, Tom King, Damon Lindelof, Chris Mundy, got that. Ozark, um, True Detective, and like Lost. So we're getting a lot of mix of like sci-fi and procedurals and cop stuff with these three. So it should be really interesting. I'm going to go through the cast a little bit more, see if I missed anybody on here. Uh, Sherman Augustus is playing John Senior, John Stewart's dad, who really doesn't factor much in the comics. J. Alphonse Nicholson is playing the young version of John Senior. Um, Michael Ocampo is Deputy Lopez. Kerry Christopher, young Noah Macon. Now they're saying he's Macon, and that Shay Pritchard is playing Noah Macon. So maybe we're going to get flashbacks with the Macon family. I really hope they're hands, not Macon. Um, Chris Coy is Waylon Sanders. Don't know who that is. And then we just got a bunch like Jasmine Jones is playing young Bernadette. Like, are these all code names? These seems like code names. Kent Shocknick is going to be in it as a news anchor. For those of you living in the Southern California area like me, know Kent Shocknick. So that's fun. Uh, so here's the thing. Here's this guy, Billy Griffiths, is playing young Hal's coach. So we are, according to this, now listen, anybody can go put anything they want on IMDb and it'll just be up there. It's a database that's sourced by users. So the fact that this Billy Griffin is playing young Hal's coach leads me to believe, if this is true, that we will get Hal flashbacks. Yeah, then a bunch of random librarian, mother, militia man number 5, cafe patron. Yeah, there's just a lot of folks. Chris Mundy is the showrunner, executive producer. Um, let's see, any other showrunners? He's the only showrunner on this. Tom King is executive producer. Damon Lindelof, Peter Safran, James Gunn. So it's a lot of people. Brianna Gibson is a producer. Not familiar with these folks. Cinematographers. Nobody that I'm familiar with, but it looks like Armando Salas is doing 4 episodes, and the other 4 are split up between Florian Hoffmeister and Gregory Middleton. Cool. Let's see. Art directors. Okay. Wes Hotman and Jason Perrine. Not familiar with their work, but I'm going to get down to some fun stuff. For the makeup department, there is some special effect and makeup artists. So we're probably going to get like, aliens and stuff. I know Anton is mentioned as an alien, and of course Sinestro. Yeah, lanterns don't retire. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. You're right. IMDb is not reliable. Yeah, I believe there'll be some flashbacks to how his father, uh, um, Martin Jordan, uh, dying as a pilot. But if they show the flashback of Martin Jordan getting killed, that'd be a great setup for Blackest Night to see him come back as a Black Lantern. That would really mess with Hal's head. Not saying anything else. Art department got a lot of people in here. Concept artist Ed Natividad. So if you want to look up some possibly what the concept art will look like, follow Ed Natividad. Okay, so there was some fun stuff that I saw. Is this Jim Charmatz, Charmatz. He is the puppet designer and a puppeteer. Are we gonna get puppets? Are we gonna get Chip? Are we gonna get Slack? Like, what kind of puppets are we talking about here? Like, if this is true, if Jim Charmatz did do puppeteering on this, I would really, really like to know um, what they're working on. A lot of post visualization artists. Um, so we should have some effects. Tomar Ray, I think, would be like, hopefully. I mean, I thought the CG one in 2011 was pretty cool looking. Um, so if they do him CG, but if they do a practical person in a suit, like a Doug Jones type of person, that'd be great. You know, I'd love to see Tomare. Tomare is one of my favorite lanterns around. Yeah, because he's the first alien lantern other than Abin Sur that you see in the Silver Age comic books. Here's some fun stuff. We have a stunt double for Kyle Chandler, which is great, which means we maybe, again, if this is true, we'll see some action out of Hal. Stunt double for Aaron Pierre. Stunt double for Kelly McDonald. Um, Stunt double for Ulrich Thomsen, who plays Sinestro. So maybe we'll get some a good chunk of Sinestro action. We have a stunt double for Nathan Fillion, which is great because the more we see of him, the better. I hope it's not just like a 2-minute cameo and then he bounces. Stunt double for Jason Ritter, Chris Coy stunt double. So it looks like we're getting a lot of stunts. Stunt double for Shay Pritchard. Lot of stunts. The stunts in here are crazy. Here's an interesting one. Stunt double for Paul Ben Victor, the guy who plays Anton, who we suspect is playing Atrocitus. Would Atrocitus need a stunt double? Yeah, I don't know. Porno Jaganathan also has a stunt double. Michael Ocampo has a stunt double. And there's another stunt double for Aaron Pierre. So all of that should be really, really fun if it's true. If it's true. I want all the stunts. I have a feeling we could get Kilowog in this. I'd love to see, you know, any lantern, really. Any lantern. They already have a CG squirrel that they used in Superman. Use the assets for that to do Chip. It's gotta have Trainer Kilowog. It's mandatory. I agree. I agree. My favorite Green Lantern is Kyle Rayner, followed by Hal Jordan. I like Jessica Cruz. I like Guy Gardner. And then John. John's not my favorite. I just don't really connect with that character. But like Kyle Rayner's the dude I connected with the most. He came out around the time I was in high school, and back then I used to draw a lot. I used to draw a lot of comic characters and draw robots and stuff. And so like I really connected with him more than I did a Marine slash architect or a test pilot. So for me, like Kyle's my dude. Yeah, Kyle's my dude. I love Hal though. Hal's great. So yeah, those are my favorite Green Lanterns. My second favorite core is Blue Lanterns. I love Saint Walker. I love Brother Worth. Um, so that's pretty much like everybody you're gonna get out of me. The rest are just I like all evenly. Um, I've been enjoying Simon Baz, who I'll be talking about on Monday because I'm going to do a review of Justice League Red #3. So there's that. And Sodom Yad is great. Listen, I listen. There isn't really a Green Lantern that I hate. Um, I know some people don't like Nort. Nort's one of my favorites. I like Buzzed. I like Chip. I like Dexstar. Like all the animal-based lanterns are so much fun. Chase a favorite of mine. Larvox is a favorite of mine. Kat Matui. If you're not caught up on the Green Lantern core book, Kat Matui's back. She's back, and she's with John Stewart. Kilowog, Salak, like all these dudes are my favorite. Like I love Sinestro. Sinestro's it's an easy one to say, but is my favorite Green Lantern villain. It's so cool that he can kind of just go back and forth from being a hero to a villain. Right now in the comics, he's currently a hero. He's a Green Lantern again, which I think is pretty interesting. But I think that's going to end real soon. I'm trying to think what else we got here. There's not much more we know about this show. Maybe I can do a quick look at, let me see if I can pull up an image here. I would like to look at this up. Hold on. I got to convert it to a JPEG. It's not letting me open. I want to take one look at the one image. The one image. There it is. Okay, this is all we've had for months and months and months. And although these guys look like the comic book counterparts, the only thing that makes this Green Lantern is the ring on Kyle Chandler's hand. I mean, these guys look great. And I know people talk about Kyle Chandler's age, but from the get-go, they were trying to get an older, grizzled Hal Jordan for this story they're telling, where it was to the point where it was almost Josh Brolin in this role. I think Kyle Chandler looks more like a comic accurate Hal Jordan. And when I first started reading Green Lantern comics in 1990, this is what Hal Jordan looked like. He had the white in his hair. He's walking down a road with stubble. Like literally, that's what Hal looked like in that issue 1 of Green Lantern Volume 3. And what's fun about that cover is it has John, Hal, and Guy. So maybe they're jumping into 90s shit. I don't know. Like it seems like a weird place to start, but maybe this could be leading up to Emerald Twilight. Who knows? I'm really hoping we get more. Has it been since February? Since this image has been out? This is all we've had. I know there's some leak set stuff, but it's literally just like Aaron Pierre. Like I've seen Aaron Pierre before. I know what he looks like, but I need to see outfits. I need to see power batteries. I need to see rings. I need to see Guy. I'm really hoping Guy has his comic accurate outfit. But I mean, these guys look great. That looks like John Stewart. And that looks like Hal Jordan. Like, I can't wait to see these guys in their uniforms. I see some people do some Photoshop and AI art of these guys in uniforms, but I don't tend to post that stuff because I'm waiting for the real deal. And I'll tell you, any single thing that comes out concerning this show, I'll be doing a live stream like minutes after it's posted to the internet. So be sure to hit the bell icon. That's the number one thing. I just want to say before I go is that this episode wasn't really scheduled to happen. Like I didn't have an idea for this week. There's no new GL books coming out. Sure, Justice League Red 3 came out today, but I'm going to cover that Monday. So what I did was I went and talked to my members of the YouTube channel, and I sent out a post just to my members and said, hey, listen, I have an opening on my schedule. What do you think I should cover? And I think the best suggestion was this: everything we know about Lanterns, which is the perfect time because Peacemaker is now over. We've had almost a week to sort of decompress from that, and Lanterns is the next thing. So I want to thank my members specifically. You can hit the join button on my main page to become a member and be part of conversations like this, where you get, personalized conversations with me to discuss like upcoming sort of gaps in my schedule and help me come up with ideas. It's a lot of fun. You'll get badge icons in the chat, and you'll get emojis. Right now, I think there's 5 emojis, and the more people that join the membership, the more I'll do. If you join the membership at the $5 tier, I will do monthly members-only live streams. So it'll be secret, and it will just go out to members, and then that's it. So looking to get more members to sign up. It helps keep the studio running, and I can do more shows. I want to thank everybody again. Hit 5,000 yesterday. I'm so excited to everybody who's subscribed. You're all my friend. So thank you for that. I'll see you guys on Monday for Justice League Red number 3. Thanks for joining me in the chat, everybody. I'll catch you in a little bit. And until next time, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye.